Y'all, this has been crazy. When I say crazy, this has been like a crazy week for us. Like, very crazy. This been crazy. This shit is crazy. Okay, I've had to deal with our emotions. Like, we've been all over the place before we even started. We had to just deal with going back to the store, kind of getting our mic check and everything. It felt like everything was working against us to get this video out from Monday to Sunday.
Yeah, and it's just like, even in that, and then like the turmoil that we were going through, it's just like, I feel like it just gives you enough push. Like, it pushes you, okay, well, if this is going wrong, what can we do to fix it? You know what I'm saying? Or like, even with trying to get the mics and stuff together, like, we all had to work together as a team.
We had to do a lot of woosah, y'all. I woosah a lot, especially dealing with her. I thought it was gonna be me, but I don't know. Like, you just gotta woosah and work through it. But on our episodes, we want to give you guys the natural us, the authentic us, the real us, the shot us, the crying us. So you're probably gonna see a lot of us like crying. And for me, I feel like Beyond the Talk is gonna help me like grow. Yeah. And when I say grow, I mean grow out of who I am now and grow to become the person I want to be, the person I desire to be, the person I know that God has for me to be. The perceptions, the rumors, that's why we say, that's why our theme is Beyond the Talk. Yeah. We want y'all to get to know us and every other guest that comes on our episode, every other guest that you see here with us, beyond the rumors, beyond the talk, beyond who you know they are, to get to know them, because again, it's not true until it comes out the folks' mouth. So if y'all ready to go beyond the talk with us, let's go.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to start off with a little brain teaser, you know what I'm saying? A little something. Because I feel like, being that this is our first episode, it's a little tight, and we're going to hold you. Y'all probably see it, but it's cool, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get this together. So we're going to start off with a little brain teaser just to break the ice a little bit. And then I just feel like the conversation is just going to naturally flow. And if I cry, you know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry. Because what we're going to talk about, we already talked about this though. But what we're going to talk about, it was like, me and her previously had, I'm not going to do too much, but we had a conversation on the phone previously. And like, when it comes to people telling me about myself, I might not say much, but I listen. And, you know what I'm saying? We're going to deep dive into that a little bit. But we're going to start off with the break. We're going to ask each other questions. And we're going to open up. Okay. Okay, so the first question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I was just talking about 5 years. That's crazy. Hopefully engaged in 5 years. The whole baby thing for me is a bit up in the air. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know in 5 years I'll be ready for that, but I really want to be a homeowner in 5 years. I want both of our businesses to be successful, our podcast business, my hair business, and whatever she desires to do outside of the podcast. In 5 years, for me, I just want to be successful. I want to be better than I am today. I want to be a lot more mature than I am today. I just want to be successful. 5 years would be 30. I mean, I just want to be successful. Okay. What do you want to be in 5 years?
5 years. You know what I'm saying? If I have a child, because I said, my mama had me at 28. So I feel like 28, 29, 30. Between that age, I feel like I want to have a child. However, I just want to be like happy, like spiritually. Like, I want to see more of a growth with my relationship with God. And I just want, like, I don't really want to care so much about materialistic things. Because, like, all that stuff is temporary. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, spiritually, like, I just want to be happy. Like, even if nothing is going right in my life, even if I don't have $10 million in my bank account, like, would you still be happy? Like, I want real happiness, real
for
joy,
yourself,
real peace. Like, that's what I want. And whoever God decides to bring alongside with me, you know, I pray that He's able to hold me up. And I pray that whatever He needs or whatever He desires, whatever's on His heart, that He gets that and more. Like, I I wanna. I want like unity. Like I just want to be happy.
You want a baby or just want a baby?
If I have a child, I want a son.
Baby.
I want a son. If I ever have a child, I want a son. And I always say one is okay, two is too many. So if I have two, that's it. It ain't no more coming about.
I don't know. The baby talk is. I have enough nieces and nephews. Like I don't care how one is. So I got Jaden. It's like I'm okay. I feel like right now I'm okay.
But then I have a god baby, so that's another addition.
That's two kids.
That's two, but I want my own.
It's nothing like having your own, but I feel like I always say you can't prepare yourself for a child.
Yeah, that's true.
But I want to be somewhere because I see my mom struggle. I see my dad struggle. So I want to be somewhere in between. Not successful, not with all the money in the world, but I want to be comfortable. I know in life you go through things. You have setbacks, you have up and down years and stuff like that. But I want to be comfortable because I want my child to be comfortable. I want to give my child things that I never had. Or I want them to experience things. I don't want them to grow up in troubled times. You're going to have troubled times, and I want them to understand that. But if I can make it comfortable for them, the world is already a crazy world. They're already going to have problems in the world. But as their parent in their household, if I can make my household comfortable, and I can be in a position where we're comfortable, then you're okay. I'm okay with that.
As you should be. I feel like being comfortable. Well, it's a good and a bad thing. Because a lot of times
sitting comfortable.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm not saying complacent.
That's what I'm
saying.
Not
what I'm saying. I'm not saying complacent. I'm saying bringing them into a comfortable household.
Yeah,
being a person that's coming from, like I see my dad have his ups and downs. Same with my mom, but I want them to be comfortable. Yeah. I want to be able to, let our household to be their peace. Yeah. I'm not talking about material. I'm just talking about like peace in general. When they come home, they know no matter what happened in school, no matter what happened in my job, no matter what happened in my friendship, I come home to a peaceful and comfortable environment. So that's it. And that starts with me first, because I have to work with me to bring the challenge.
But then that opens that self-awareness. A lot of times we don't be aware of ourselves. We don't be aware of the things we do, the things we say. And that's when people around you should hold you accountable for those things. Yeah. But people, however, like, I just feel like if you don't have those people that are around you to hold you to those things that you do, it's hard for you to see that, okay, well, I'm doing something wrong. And then you have a lot of people that cheer up fools. Yeah, they'll cheer that. And it's just like, I don't want nobody around me that's not going to uplift me. I don't want nobody around me that's not going to, tell me when I'm wrong. Show me where I'm messing up at. Show me my mistakes. And that's just being self-aware, because I want to know these things so that I don't put that off on somebody else. Because you don't know how they go. You just never know. So it's just being,
I always say I want my friends to be the coach and not the cheerleaders. Because I feel like cheerleaders, no matter what happens, they're going to cheer you on. But coaches, they're going to be in for the good and the bad. They're going to just let you know, like, hey, you wrong and you right. Right. And it's never going to be anything in between. Your cheerleaders are always going to be on the side of which one, no matter if you're going to do some dumb, crazy stuff, foolishness, knowing you dead, excuse my language, dead ass wrong, but you're going to have those cheerleaders. So I always want my friends to be the coaches. Like, I want a bunch of coaches around me. Tell me when I'm right, tell me when I'm wrong. My question is, what have been people's first impression of you?
That don't mean people's first impression. I ain't gonna hold you. Every time somebody sees me, you look so mean. And that's just the face that I have. Like, it's nothing that I have that resting female face. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's nothing too much that I can do. However, I feel like even with my clients, like, some of them don't really know me, but it's like, as they get to know me, they see that there is substance behind these faces. I might not smile a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like I'm a mean person. I feel like I can say things harshly, but I don't feel like I'm a mean person. Like, I feel like I give my all, even if I don't have, like, if I don't have it, I'm still give it, just because I know somebody may need it more than I may need it. But I don't honestly feel like I'm mean. I just feel like you just really don't know me. You gotta allow me to open my mouth first for you to actually have a good impression.
For me, I think I picked this question because it kind of stand out for me. And we talked about this, like, going back into work. We had a meeting at work or whatever it may be. And basically, one of my coworkers said, "Don't ever box us in." And we were on the phone. That was yesterday, and that's what we were talking about. So it's crazy that this question came up, and it was talking about first impressions. I don't believe first impression is the last impression because everybody has room to grow. Your first impression of somebody can be a facade. I honestly, I told her that yesterday because if I know what you like and I know everything you like and I hear you talking and I want to get to know you,
I can just make it look like this.
I'm gonna make it look good.
But that's why I listened to a podcast or episode and I saw somebody say, the girl was basically saying like don't never tell a dude
do what you
want,
yeah,
what you like because they can give you those things
exactly
and show you well. You know what I'm saying? I told you this is what I want, so let me put on this facade and then this is what I am. And then when you get deep down and in that somewhere,
person, when you really get to know a
person,
I feel like you don't really get people be like, oh, I know this person. No, I said this before, like you don't know a person until you go through they good, they ugly, and they bad. You have to go through those seasons with people, and don't box. One of my coworkers said this and it stood out all week. I talked to you about it. I talked to Bro about it. Don't box us in. Your first impression of me may not be a good impression. I always have a resting bitch face. Always. Sorry. But I'm always that way. When I love you, I love really, really hard. I'm not probably the softest person in the world. Like, some things may not, how can I say it? Yeah, some things, I'm a little more hard. Like, I'm hard. I'm concrete. Like, it takes a lot. But I do cry. Like, stuff hurt my feelings. Like, one day I was at work and it was like, you ain't no, stuff hurt my feelings. Like, I do get upset. I feel like the only person that really knows that are the people that's closest to me. Like, Ro would deal. She deals with that on that because she sees, like, when something hurts my feelings, will I continue to talk about it and dwell on it? I think that's how I show it. But I think people have, like, this thing about me, like, oh, I'm mean, oh, I'm this, I'm that. You have to get to know me because my good friends, genuine, like, people that have seen the growth, seen where I came from before, they know it's nothing mean. Like, it's nothing. My intentions are never to be mean. Right. Well, if I don't like you, I don't like you. That's just how I am. It's no in between. Like, if I talk to you, I mess with you, that's what it is. If I don't like you, I don't like you. And I think I've never faked that. Like, and I have to learn, mature at work.
Because even if you don't like the person,
you still have to deal with them. You still be able to conversation. So I think I'm learning that. I think that this podcast is definitely going to bring me to being more aware of, even though I don't like you, I can deal with you. Even though I don't like you, I still have to be very professional and just keep it going and turn the cheek. But I've been doing real good, y'all.
I mean, I feel like as you evolve and as you change, like you start to see the difference and how you would react to things, how you would say things. But even you sometimes, don't get me wrong, you still fall short. Because at some point, temptation is temptation. It will tempt you, and that's where it reminds you of that's you're not finished with that yet. It's still somewhere.
It's always room to grow. It's always something that you gotta get over. Even when you feel like I done got over the bad attitude or not being able to hold my tongue or not being able to move past things, something still sets you back. Yeah. But you have to recognize your triggers. Like, I'm learning how to recognize my triggers. And when I say that, I'm learning how to shut things down. When I know this is gonna trigger me, it's either one or two things. I'm gonna approach it head on, which is not the best. Yeah, that's not the best thing for me to do because I'm a hothead. Or I'm just gonna sit back and I'm just gonna get in my head about it. And I think that suits me because now I have time to process it. You know what I'm saying? And I have time to.
Yeah, but then you don't want to linger it on.
No, I'm not lingering it on. But what is a conversation that needs to be had? I don't know how to have those conversations head on because I'm so aggressive.
But that's you know what I'm saying. I'm the same way because I even had a situation with my best friend and I told her it happened during school and I was like, give me the
you gotta give me some time.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get out of hair school for us to like address the situation.
Right.
And it's just like looking back, like the situation wasn't that deep. But it's just like she's one of those where she likes to, and I'm convinced of where she wants to fix it. You know, she's been around me for 10, 12 years that I've known her, and it's just like she's one of those persons where she wanted to talk about it. Give me a few days.
But I'm like that too. If I feel if it's something that I really want to talk about it, that I have to get off my chest, I'm gonna say it.
Or then it comes up anytime that it needs to come up.
But now I feel like for me is I'm gonna be in my head about it. So if I don't address it, it's like I'm gonna be stuck, and then my body language or how I come off, you know, like it's gonna suck. I'm gonna shut down. Like it's not gonna be like I have to address it, or I'm not gonna address it at all, and I'm gonna push back.
Yeah, like you might as well just go into it.
Push back.
We might as well just go into it because it's already presented itself. Like it's already go in.
I just feel like this week has been like a roller coaster for us, and I feel like it. I don't know. I feel like I did a really good job this week. I mean, the approach was a little bit, but I could have been a little more aggressive towards it. But we basically had a miscommunication, and it was just like we just needed to have that conversation. But instead of having that conversation, we let it linger. But I don't think that with my day-to-day life that I was going to be able to have that conversation how I had it with you yesterday.
Right.
Because sometimes I get off of work, and if you don't know me, then you don't know how I work at. Right. You know, sometimes I get off of work and I'm frustrated because I done had a hell of a day, or I done had to deal with X, Y, and Z. So sometimes you get off work and you don't want to bring that in your household. And then I'm learning off of my partner. It's like sometimes when I'm aggravated, I tend to put that aggravation on her. Yeah, and you know that's not fair. Yeah, that's not fair. So it's like I'm learning how to just when I walk in the house, it's like, okay, like you gotta on my way home, it's like get it together, and it's not gonna happen overnight, but it's happening. But we basically had a miscommunication. I had to explain to her that your delivery, it wasn't what was going on. It's how you delivered it. It's how you allowed your emotions to bottle up and explode. And even though some of her emotions may not have been around the incident, you know, it was just your week or your couple days that it came and it was just like, And instead of me reacting, because I think when we react, we kind of react the same way, like snapping and going off, I just had to move some. I took a, I had to push back from her. And I think when you're a business, when you're working with somebody, you can't push back like that.
Yeah, you can't, because it opens up that I feel like when you do that,
it's tension, it's chaos. Especially like a business like this.
Yeah, you open up different spirits to come in. So not only are you're pissed. You ain't pissed, but we're both like upset about something, and it's just like at that point, that's the easiest way for the devil to come in and stir up some stuff. So now we're in our thoughts thinking about, well, this could have been better,
or this could have been better.
Yeah,
what if and you don't want the what if. Like, let me tell y'all something. This podcast is supposed to be happening. Like we naturally, we can sit without the cameras, without the lights, without the people in the back, and we can sit. We probably record our conversation that we had years ago, and we see the growth. Because Lord knows I done call her like, I'm about to get it cracking. But
it's just me sitting.
Yeah, but the growth, like over the years, like, and I feel like it's all God's time. And I say that because when we wanted to do it, it wasn't the right time. We had to go through a little bit more. We're still not where we want to be, obviously, but we had to mature a little bit. Like 6 months ago, this person couldn't stand right here and talk to me. I was impatient. I wasn't mature. I felt like the people that loved me the most, I was very selfish towards them. I couldn't, how can I say it? I couldn't give the same love that they was giving back to me. Yeah, like I couldn't do that. I'm not saying I couldn't do that. I wasn't willing to do that. I wasn't in the right headspace to see it, recognize it, and give it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this was really supposed to happen. We tried to do something on Facebook and it didn't work.
And I did it by myself. I stopped, and it's like I was like, bro, if I do this again, I can't, and I won't. I promise you, I won't stop. And I don't say I won't stop because I feel like my salvation is connected to it. It's like if nothing don't work, this has to work. Like it must. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Some things that I put on my heart when it comes to God that I fix. Like, and it's just this one thing that just it stays on my mind even out like throughout my days. Like, God, I need to fix this. It's like it takes for you to know like your weaknesses when it comes to being this connected to this podcast. Like I don't have no choice but to do this because my growth and where I need him to take me and where I need to go has to go through this. Like this is where I get to open up that door and show who I naturally am because I feel like a lot of the times that even in the last few years I suppressed that because I want to fit in and I want to be around people that I think like me. And it's just like no.
Well, what you mean when you say fit in? Like where you want to fit in? Because you're gonna be yourself here. Now, I always tell people I don't have a lot of friends because I'm gonna be myself regardless. Whoever loves me, whoever sees me. What's for me is gonna always be for me.
Right.
I'm not trying to. If I know I'm not a club person, you ain't gonna see me in no club every night. And that happened. I'm not saying you still love it. You know, like when I say like fit in, like, I know I was once there. Like I had, like I'm not gonna speak on a situation on a person, but like I had one particular where I was in one particular friendship, and I love that person. Even I talked to you about that. Like I love that person. Like you couldn't tell me anything was wrong about that person, and it was just like as a friend, like they grown. Like I felt like that was my friend. Like we considered each other like best friends. But as time went on, I'm not fitting type of person. And I'm glad God has made me to be that way. I'm not fitting in, we're not doing that. So as time went on, I started to see that our visions don't align. And when you see that, and I said something like the next episode when you talk about the visions aligning, when that exit period, because some people hold on to things that are not. That'll be on this episode. But anywho, I seen that our visions didn't align. And it was like, I was more of I want to stay home and kind of be with my partner. I want to be more into my job. I don't really want to hit the clubs every night. And I just wasn't into what she was into. And that happened twice in my life. That's crazy now that I think about it. And it eventually, we didn't really have to do anything. It naturally just started shifting where we just started bumping heads. And it wasn't nothing we did. Some people, it's always a fight, it's always an issue, it's always some social media. It really wasn't that. Our visions didn't align, our friendship wasn't there. We wanted different out of life. She probably wanted us a scammer nigga. I want me a 9 to 5. Somebody with a career. Like, we didn't align, and I was okay with saying, you know what? The situation, how I walked away was probably not the best, but I was okay with that.
But then sometimes you gotta remember a lot of times God will allow things
to happen so you can sow the exit, right?
So you wanted to end that way, it just ended up ending like it ended that way.
Right.
That we can possibly do to change how God, shift things. Sometimes he'll shift things in the worst way possible.
And you have those conversations and you just move on. That's why I say, girl, fit in.
Girl, no, it was just like I feel like all my life, even as a child, like I knew that I was different. I knew like I had already showed me those things youngsters, like in elementary. Like he was already a part of me. And I didn't realize that and I stopped going to church and I basically picked it back up. But it was just like I felt like I would put myself around people that were not for me and I knew they wasn't for me. And I ended up missing out on a good relationship that if I could probably go back and fix, I probably would. But I feel like, we're fine, separately and I still wish her, nothing but the best in life. Okay. But it's just like outside of her, it was like I was just jumping from friend to friend to friend to friend to ourselves. Yeah.
You can talk is I always tell people talk is a good talk. And once you start walking in that light, everybody is not going to be perfect, but everybody's not going to forgive you or forget. And people have to realize that we are so big on, but remember when she was and I'm growing, and I'm a person, and I'm human. So what I may get, but don't ever forget that on this journey, we get triggered. Like, especially on spiritual journeys, I'm not as spiritual as you are, Daisy, but on spiritual journeys, when you try to fast and people always, but why you wasn't picking up the Bible? I'm seeing all types of stuff on social media. I don't respond, but you see the stupidity, and you have to understand that people grow. Like that's what growth is about, right? So it's like, how can you say, because I was reading my Bible today and I snapped on you yesterday, that is a problem. That don't mean that's not. It's okay. You go back. Yeah, I'm still a person.
Yeah, you still shop. You still fall short of the story every day. And one thing I do, want our audience to know that is like, if you see me out, I'm still me. I'm still growing. God knows I know where I fall short at, but don't use that as an excuse to say, oh well, I thought she was in church, or I thought she knew God, or I thought she had a relationship. That has nothing to do with nothing. Because at the end of the day, you don't know if whatever I do or wherever I'm at, if I'm not speaking of God. Like, and a lot of the times, like we go to church and we forget that the Bible definitely talks about, making mistakes. Like, you're gonna fall 70 times. And you at some point after those 70 times, you're gonna eventually get back up and you're going to be delivered from something that you fall short of. But don't look at it as if when I have a relationship with God, I just gotta keep this thing right. And that's one thing, and I'm talking to my sister about that a lot, and she be telling me, you're gonna make mistakes along the ride. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. Stop trying to be perfect.
And don't, we can't, I feel like in this, because I once found myself because I had spiritual friends, like really spiritual, really in the word, and taking scripture out of scripture, that I felt like I had to be a part of it. Or I felt like I had to fast. Or I had to,
no, you just gotta rush it.
Or I had to rush it.
Yeah.
My timing ain't your timing. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. My timing may not be your timing. I tell her that all the time. I think we feel like that because our timing is, we had it off time. It was my time, and I'm okay with it.
You can't rush me.
You can't rush me. Right. You can't rush me. It's my rush.
And if it's for you, then that's okay. Meet me where I am.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't want you to try to catch up to me. And then you too gotta remember, for instance, me and Flo. Yes, I'm a little bit more spiritual, and she's trying to catch up to that place. However, there's some things that I'm still fighting spiritually that she probably have already been delivered from. Just because I'm far along spiritually does not mean that she's not nowhere close. It's a take and give type of thing. So some things I have to take from her, some things I have to give from her. But I gotta be willing to take even the hard punches.
That's like even when we had that conversation. The conversation, like I told her, it came before I started the conversation. I said, "Can I be really honest?" But let's be. My intentions are coming from love. It's coming from a good place. Because it's like I was one there. People still probably right now can't tell me X, Y, and Z. But I have seen the growth, the process. Some things you have to say, even if I knew I was dead, right? You know how some things I'm dead, right? You know.
But I probably just said it wrong.
But I probably just said it wrong. My delivery was wrong. I'll still take that. I still take that up. That's, I apologize. I know I was right, but you know what? The delivery was wrong. So you're right. You got it. I'm gonna give it to you. That's it. Yeah, that's
it. If I wasn't even aware of me, like I knew what I was saying was partially right, but how I delivered it was wrong, and I had to, take that into consideration and apologize for, how I said it, because it's like, and then even after I felt it, it was just like, oh, what the heck? Because what's going on? Like
in my mind, I'm like, who she's talking to? I think Ro was like, you still upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. How? You being mad.
Right. But it was just like, and my thing was even sick, because it's like I was sick with it, and I was like, why should I just type this? And mind you, I had to record it like 3 times. No, I recorded it like 3 times, because even as I'm recording, I'm hearing myself, so I'm trying to like calm myself down and process it. Please, God just show me what it's doing.
Yeah, that's it. So some days I be like, I'm not, especially my job. Woo! I be like, I'm not gonna go to work and I'm not gonna act this way. As soon as I walk in, be like, oh, the devil. I be like, Jesus, take the wheel and do it like you. So these people, y'all triggering me, but you have to know your triggers and you have to overcome them.
That too, but then you have to know what I had recently. I was talking about that and I was like, so I want to be able to reference what I'm facing. You know what I'm saying? I said, what I'm saying is, I want to know where, if this is the devil, this is the devil. If God, this is you trying to see where have you moved from that. I want to be able to know who is who. Like that's where my relationship comes from. I want to go which is which.
But when you wake up in the morning, if I don't say nothing else, I think thank you for waking me up. But I also on my way to work, I always say God. It don't even be no prayer. I'm not that get on my knees praying like if I don't really know, it just be like God, just show me you. You know what I'm saying? Like just in I think even with like I got it off the No For Sure podcast. It was like, show me who you are. Like in the midst of anything and everything that's gonna go on today. Show me who you are. Show me you. And it's okay with I think that's the okay thing. Asking God to show you. Stand in the gap. Show me that, show me. Because sometimes we forget. And I was even talking to Desi and I was saying we need to do a podcast and I would want to do with other people, other strong-minded people. That how do you balance the industry? And I have one person in mind, but that's some time down the line. But because I feel like that person really taps in, they're still spiritual, but they also still live in that industry, that fast, that fast type of music. But how do you balance between I'm going out, drinking with my friends, clubbing, and still being on that beat?
But then again, what throws me a lot of the times is they always say in the Bible, they say drinking is not. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, they always say, it's not good to drink and this is that and third. And it's just like, bro, in the Bible, it says, do not boast in your drinking. That man never said, like, you don't have to drink. He said, don't boast in your drink and do not get drunk. You know what I'm saying? Boasting is just basically like, that's your ego. That's your pride. I drink. I drink water. You know what I'm saying? That's my go-to. A cup for me is fine. I don't do nothing else. But I drink wine and it's just like people make it seem like it's just so bad, but it's just like, bro, we're still young. We're still wrong. We're still not making mistakes. Stop trying to put that book bag on our back and making it seem like we just gotta get it right today. Like we ain't got no choice. It's just like, come on.
And I had to stop. I had to like, I was saying, I don't know what somebody else had to do, but I see all of that. Well, I go deep with Rose a lot. Like sometimes she may not respond, but I go deep. Like, and I was just saying like how, being mature at a young age is a blessing, but it's also a curse because I battle with just that too, but I battle with just having fun, like living in a moment, like the average 24-year-old just living in a moment, not saying I want to be what y'all is, some of y'all is, but just living in a moment, just soaking it all in. I'm so I need to have it together. And it's like, no, but you need to live. And then it'll be a time where you can reference that. When I have kids, I can go back and I did that before. Like, don't try to. But I was just so. Like a year ago, I was just so hard on myself. I always want to be this mature person. But everybody that I talk to is mature. And everybody, not even mature. This older, like thinking I got it all together, and everybody I talk to, they're older, but they still live. But I think God didn't tell us we had to be bored. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. God said you got to be but that's what I'm saying. Like, now I'm starting to learn to live. Just have fun. Lay my head down. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever night, I always, like, I even went out. What else? I got off of work and they said we going out. Know me, I'm not the person that want to go out with every crowd. Like, I'm not. That's just not. So if I miss a couple events, but that night I just wanted to go out and live in the moment. Like, I wanted to drink. I wanted to live. I was like, I need to get there. Like, I wanted to live in the moment with people genuine people, like people that you can lay your head down, people that that's gonna be there for you if I decide to live in the moment too much. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I battled with that for so long. And I thank God for the girlfriend that I do now. And I don't think y'all see my posts and y'all see how I post her, and I'm oh no, I don't do that. Sometimes you do that. I don't do that. But I just thank God for the person that I but still living that.
Yeah, still have fun. He just doesn't want you to. I just feel like fall back into fall back into that well where he pulls you out of, because a lot of the time, we want to have fun, and when I say fun, you're not supposed to have fun, but it's like sometimes some of those fun times can pull back up things that you were recently living. So he don't want you to fall back into that worldly state. You know what I'm saying? And I say this because I was in a worldly state from the age maybe 19 to 21, and from 2019 to when I got the worst thing that they could possibly tell me to 2020 is like that year alone. God was just he made a stop, like he did a complete stop, and it was just like I thank him for just making that complete stop for me, because the route that I was going and the way that I was moving, it was pulling me in such a depression, and my mama didn't understand. Like nobody knew that I had nobody knew that I had fell into like a bad depression, and I was battling that for like a year or whatever, and even in that, it's just like I had to wait. Like it wasn't
the waiting season.
We can do that. You gotta wait. Now you gotta trust me and see if I'm gonna turn this thing around.
I'm gonna show up.
Yeah. So when he did, eventually turn it around, and now looking back, it's like I see why I hold myself so, like I hold my word. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep it close to me because I know what it felt like to lose that. I know what it felt like to lose myself. I know what it feels like to, it's not road. But I know what it feels like to lose myself as a woman and seek for love in all the wrong places. And just in men in general, and not, truly loving myself and truly caring for myself. And when he did that complete stop for me, it just helped me grow to the person that I am now. That when I look back, I'm disappointed in the woman, in the girl that I was, but looking back at that, it makes me happy of the woman that I'm stepping into and what I'm becoming and how I'm evolving and how I'm changing and how I'm healing myself now. Like this healing process it's a pain, but it's like I'm happy with myself, that I love myself, and I'm beginning to love on myself even more without the representation of somebody standing on the side of me. Like that self-love thing is a big thing. Like,
and people don't understand that. I feel like our generation is screwed. Like, and I don't say this to say like we have that. Y'all doing your thing as businesswomen, but I feel like we don't have enough self-love. I feel like, it didn't take me a year. God didn't give me that big wake-up call. It wasn't something big, but it had to take me to fall on my knees for a whole week. And I believe I reached out to all my junior friends. Like Desi knew about it. And even some things I didn't deliver because I had to get, or I didn't accept invitations or come to church with me, because I had to sit in my own mess. Like sometimes he'll knock you down to where you have to sit in your mess, and you have to meet yourself and look yourself in the mirror and say, "This ain't me." And until I had to understand how I went. Probably after that week, I probably went a whole week just isolated. Like I'm telling you, I'm going to work at times I never would work midnight because I'm coming home and I'm isolating myself and I'm going back. Not talk for a whole month. I promise you. I didn't talk to nobody. Like I reached out to my friends or whatever, but significant others that was like I needed to be in that place with myself, because I was starting to do things that was not me. And people were saying like, how is this not you? But you carrying on like this. Like, and it's like, but people will trigger you. Yeah. People always say, oh, when you act out, it's because of you. Part of that 50% is because of you, and 50% is what you did. Yeah. Like, let's be honest. People play roles and things, and I tell people that all the time. But for me, I had to learn my reactions towards things. I had to see the things that kept triggering me. Like the people. And it's okay to love people from a distance. I just talk to nobody. it's okay. I can be madly in love with you, but sometimes I gotta cut you off, baby, because you just put me deep in that hole, and I love you. The best we can always be. I just can't be. I'm not the best version of me when I'm with you. If that makes sense, and that's not in a relationship. That's even with friendships, like any situationship. Like some people are not the best version when they're.
I was just talking about that last. I was literally just talking about that Friday, and I was like, bro, I had to distance myself from the situation, and it wasn't that we had an issue. It was just that I was trying to. I can't if I know I had dealings with you, and there's nothing else left in that. Why am I still having myself to be around you? Like, what else do I need that I still, because all it does is bring up feelings that I don't want no more, conversations that I don't want no more, and I wish you nothing but the best. But it's just like I have to step out of that, put myself somewhere else where I can just focus on me and not have that temptation, not have that lust, not have all that. Because I still one of the, and sometimes I would be totally honest. One of the things that I battle with is lust, because I was in that for so long. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that I put on God's heart that I want you to just take from me, because I was in that for so long. I was in that world for so long where
it wasn't love.
It wasn't love.
I'm moving through. I'm just running through stuff. Yeah. So and I'm gonna be honest. We ain't gonna say it, but I'm just running through stuff because I just want to feel
some type.
I just want to feel it. Like I just want to, even if it's temporary, even if it's for the moment. Like I just want to feel it. You have to understand that everything that we feel that's lust or love don't be anything. It'll be the moment. When you finally meet somebody, I'm gonna be completely honest. When you finally meet somebody that you can be the best version, you're gonna call me out on everything. And sometimes it may get on my nerves. But it's like I'm battling with, even now, like I battle with my weight. I have never, this is my heart. I'm being very long. I have never been inside. And two people I went to, I was in the store with one of my friends, and I was just like, girl, I just wear sweats and big t-shirts and biker shorts. Like, that's where I'm at right now. And she was like, we could go work out, because I've never heard you talk about your weight. And I feel like right now that's my insecurity. Like I always know I've been a pretty girl, but I feel like my weight right now has been like I would not go out. I would be turned off. I would just put on a shirt and some sweatpants and just be like, and call it a day, because I feel like that's my insecurity. But when you have people alongside you, like that's going to be there, you're like, oh, we finna go work out. Roby, we finna go work out. And I know our first time at the gym, I was stop. But we finna go work out. That's being you're with people that want to see you at your best. No, my girlfriend don't complain about my weight. But because I feel insecure about it, and because it's something big, and she probably always hear me talk about it, it's like, okay, let's fix this. Let's fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's fix this. And that's what I'm saying about being with people that brings out the best version. Stopping everything to dedicate to.
But majority of the time, I feel like all that stuff be all in my head.
Yeah.
I want to because I feel like for the last 2 weeks I was slacking on the gym a lot, and I just felt like my back was coming back. And I was like, it's like I'm being totally exhausted right now. And I'm like, why? Like, what is going on? And I'm telling the person like, it was having something up there. And I was like, I don't like that. I was like, it's either on back or something. One got over because we're not doing that, and it's just like they're like people that supposed to be around me like.
It's not.
I love that.
It's not. You have to love it. Because you're gonna go up and down. I see my weight go up and down. You just have to, put the best foot forward into improving what you don't like. Also, just love yourself. Yeah. Like some people, they don't care about it. It ain't even about people. Us. We gotta just love ourselves how we come. Like authentically us. 150 or 190, baby. I'm gonna take it to the back. Or 220. Like the background or whatever, I'm gonna take it, because if a person is here, they're here. Yeah. Bad, busy, good flow, ugly flow, whatever. 150 flow, 190 flow. We're gonna figure it out, and then if we gotta do it together, we're gonna do it together. And you don't see that until you get with somebody, or you get around a group of friends that desires and want the best version. My authentically. That's what this episode is about. Just bringing it all together and being authentically. Because I feel like we invite our guests. Like we have to bring. People sometimes look at what you have before them to actually see exactly what we want on our podcast. Like no matter what we're talking about, I think I want to just be genuine and authentic for you. Like forget what everybody else gonna say. Sometimes we gonna say, well, I never talk about it. People don't know that. That's an insecurity right now. But I just feel like it's somebody else out there struggling with the same thing as before. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what we want.
But then too, it all goes back to like just knowing what you deserve.
Yeah, that too.
I was having a conversation with her and I was like, I just want to be like happy. And the person was like, you deserve that. And it's like you have to know what you deserve of.
Yeah.
That means the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is something that you know for sure that you don't deserve. Like why are you why are you still tapping into that? Why are you still engaged in that? That's something that you don't deserve. Let that go. And again, back to being self-aware. Like you have to know what you
deserve. It's not hold up on the things.
Yeah.
We hold on to things too much. Certain things we gotta let it go. I'm not even gonna get on a spiritual level.
I don't know if God is telling you to let it go.
That's why I'm saying.
If he did, because a lot of times somebody will tell you, well, let that thing go. God showed you this. Our heart's not. But you can't tell people.
You can't tell people that either, but we know.
Yeah.
How many times, and this is a conversation that we need to have, how many times somebody gonna show you who they are?
I'm gonna say that.
How many times would you allow somebody to show you less of your worth?
That's a great question. That's what I'll use to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different, so everybody takes different things. So that's a question that we have for you guys. Like, say the question again.
How many times will you allow somebody to show you less of your worth? How many times will you allow somebody to keep showing you who you are? Would you be able to go beyond the talk?
Girl, I think you got it. So we're gonna end this question off. Well, end this episode off with a question. And beyond it all, what did you take from this conversation?
Beyond it all, I recognize our being aware of your triggers, being aware of letting things go, being aware of allowing people to get to know the real you, the authentic you, the Z flow, not the first impression of you. Because the first impressions are not the last impression. Growth is always possible. But are you guys willing to go beyond the talk to allow us to know who you are? Okay. What did you take from beyond the talk?
Well, from this conversation, I basically took, like you said, just being authentically yourself, not allowing, not trying to fit in with everybody. Like, who you are is who you are, and you have to be able to accept who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's all for this conversation. So we're going to see you guys on the next episode.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Let's keep the conversation going.
Period. Bye, y'all.